So I've recorded a few videos about how to use the Summit platform to track progress in cognitive skills or projects, and also how to see how the students are doing in content, which are the focus areas. But in this video, I want to focus specifically on how students can access and internalize the feedback that is received from teachers, whether it's in a cool down within a math unit or within a checkpoint for a project, or actually even the final products themselves. So if you click on any given unit within the year, you will see that there's information right off the top by hovering over it, but the same kind of information also becomes available in color coding system, which, remember, green means okay to go on, probably performing at least above the target for that grade level. Then yellow means above the minimum, but not quite reaching the target, so not performing it where it is supposed to be. And then red means on track to perform below grade level or no evidence of mastery of the cognitive skills. Now, each checkpoint, remember, builds towards the final product. So when you see this information that you have feedback, you can click on it and then go into the final product itself, or the checkpoint product in this case, and see the kind of feedback that you have. Now, on the top here, it says green. That means continue working. We talked about what that means 2 seconds ago. Now, before you actually can get feedback, you actually have to often request it. That means I am done working on this, teacher. Please grade it for me. So when you hit request feedback, you receive that. Now, sometimes the teacher will send it back to you for revisions, and then you have to click the button again to receive new feedback on it. By the way, a lot of times you will see highlights within this rubric and comments, which are put in the actual work to help the student receive even more feedback. In fact, that's pretty standard that you will see teachers giving you comments, which give you points on exactly how to move to the next layer of the rubric. So I'm going to show you that in a snapshot in a second, but before I switch to that, let's go back to the project and look at this yellow one right here. So on the yellow feedback means review feedback. So again, that means take a second. There's something here that you need to do in order to actually be at a point that you can hit the target for your grade level. And then a red will mean stop and revise. Now, also at the top, when there is a final product score, you're going to see that button that says view scores. And when you click on that, or if you click on the final product itself at the bottom, and then click on the final product, you will likewise see the feedback given by the teacher, which will usually include an actual grade in a rubric. So not just a highlight, but an actual grade that tells you what you got for that cognitive skill, a score. Remember, it's only the final product that actually gets a final score. Sometimes teachers will give you a preliminary score at checkpoint, but those get overridden by whatever happens in the final product. So let me show you a few snapshots of how feedback can actually look like when the teacher does all of the feedback they usually do. So let's see that. So here you see an example of a checkpoint page that we just saw in the system for a student that has green feedback for all of their checkpoints. So that's pretty nice. Try to get a little closer here. So if I actually go inside a checkpoint itself, again, I can see that green continue working feedback, but you can also see that even when the person receives green feedback, the teacher might still highlight sections of their work and give pointers on what the student can do to improve their actual score. Yellow feedback, which is going to be that review stage, or red feedback, which is that stop and revise. And here's an example of that written feedback. And you can get a lot of details. So you can tell for, in general, what you need to improve, what you need to improve a certain skill, and what are the steps you need to do to get to a certain score. And to repeat that for other cognitive skills that may be in this checkpoint. And you can see here how the rubric will be highlighted. In green, the teacher is showing you what the teacher saw evidence of. In gray, they're showing you what you still need to do by highlighting keywords on what you need to do to move to the next stage of the rubric, which then they will be more detailed even on their written feedback. So the key when you receive such feedback is to actually make sure you follow up on it, so that to make sure that you take steps to correct for that mistake that you've made. So whether it is that you did not do well or did not put enough effort, teachers will often have workshops after the project is due or after the checkpoint is due. You can come to talk to the teacher during office hours or student-directed learning time. You can work with a friend that did well on the checkpoint for them to help you understand. Don't cheat, don't copy, but the friend can actually help you by showing you what to do, not showing you what they've done. That's the key thing that I tell you to, with student help. You can work with the teacher one-on-one. You can work with the teacher in a small group. You can revisit the resources which are within the unit or within each checkpoint. You can revisit the resources on the main overview page, especially those that have checklists to help you identify what you need to do for that checkpoint. You can find resources online to help support you. And if anything fails, you can contact the teacher, email the teacher, get a tutor, do whatever you need to do so that by the time the final project comes, you make those corrections. That is the only way to make sure that you engage in a continuous process of self-improvement. Do you need to do all those things? Not really. But whatever those things work best for you, or all of the above if you have to, do so to make sure you continue making progress. And don't forget, your teachers, your mentors are there to help you continue to do that throughout the year. See you in the next video.